Steph, can you just talk about the defense and your ability? Obviously, you guys you put the shutout. How were you guys able to do that?
Well, first, I think the attitude was good. We took pride in it. At 3-0, 4-0, you're feeling good about potentially getting a result, but I think we were trying to get that shutout, like and just the little bonus thing. And I think we all worked on that and felt like that was important. So that was nice. The attitude was there. And I thought we limited their chances. You're always going to have to make one or two saves here and there, but for the most part, those were some really good through balls on their part. Maybe we have to look a little bit into recognizing that deep runner a little bit better, but I think we just limited their chances quite well. So it's something to build on.
Is that the center backs kind of really on the plays they were able to do that, reading that, and then able to execute?
It's a communication thing too, right? Because it's the deep runner. It's the guy coming out of secondary. So sometimes it's when does our midfielder track? When does the communication happen on the switch? Is it even possible? Are we already overloaded where we cannot make that switch happen, and then the track has to keep coming from the midfield? It's difficult, and that was our first time in front of a big crowd like that again, so it makes it even more difficult in terms of communication. So those are things that have to be worked on here and kind of ingrained on here when we can be all on the same page and we know what is to be expected. But not a big concern. It's kind of to be expected.
There was that one play though very early on where they hit the crossbar. I think in the 4th minute. Was that something that was looked at? Was that just one of those kind of freak plays, or do you even remember it?
Yeah, of course I remember it. For one, I mean, good player. I think they have a really good young player with a boatload of potential there. So credit to the way he was able to, I think, get the ball out of his feet, because it looked like he was kind of almost stuck underneath him when he was trying to turn and face the goal. And then he kind of used Yamar quite well as a shield. It just shows you that within an instant, a game can be flipped, and especially from minute 1, in that case, minute, I think 4 it was or whatnot. So a good warning shot, if you will, and we were lucky that it was just a warning shot.
The reason why I asked is because it almost had that feel of not again, in a sense, just from me watching y'all play. Was that ever a thought, like, just that little things and the goal slips by, in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty and the pain of the game, is that shutouts and games or shutouts, they get determined on tiny the smallest little things, and the margins are so slim. So that's why we have to be sharp from minute 1. I appreciate us being sharp to minute 90, whatever the referee let play, and to really try to earn that shutout, because they're very, very fragile things. And so some good things when you look at it in one way, and in other ways, again, a good little reminders that you got to be sharp from minute 1. Not saying we weren't, but I don't think it was a feeling of last year again. We're approaching this season with the work that we have under our belt from this year. We've put a tremendous amount of work in preseason, and longer than most teams on top of that. And so I think we're proud of that work, and we feel like that work has given us an edge, and that's what we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the downers of last year.
You I think you're the 3rd now, I guess, in shutouts, but is Ramondo touchable?
No.
Or reachable? Yeah, it's like a Will Chamberlain.
No, the guy's a freak.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many.
No, I mean, I'd have to play for another 15 years, I feel like. So, no, but those are MLS greats, and I think Kevin Hartman is up there, right? Like, I don't know who I just passed, but those are guys that I had the pleasure of playing against when I started my career in this league, and those are people who were there way before and really have seen the sport grow in this league, and helped this sport grow. So, especially for goalkeepers. So I really appreciate it, and it's a huge honor to be kind of amongst those names.
You brought up that number. How long do you want to play?
I want to play for as long as I can play the way I want to play. And no, it sounds silly, but I think the older you get, it's true. You've seen so many situations. The experience does grow, but at a certain point, I can imagine your body is not capable of doing what you want it to do anymore. I'm trying to do my best. A small little bump that you have, and when you're a 20-year-old kid, you don't even notice it. Now you notice it. Activation takes 35, 40 minutes now. It doesn't just take 5 minutes. But I'm willing to do that. I want to do that. I love what I do. I cherish every moment I get to come out here, especially with our keeper unit, with Tommy and all the guys. So I don't take that for granted. I try to work to prolong it as long as I can. And then I think there's also something super intriguing about passing on that knowledge to someone else, whether that be in a backup role or something like that. But I'm not done yet, not there yet. I'm not going to surrender my job. Someone's going to have to earn it, because I'm trying to keep my job and earn it every day.
You just mentioned passing knowledge on this. Is coaching something you would want to go into theoretically?
To some capacity would be nice. Again, as I've gotten older, I've always enjoyed goalkeeping, and the older I've gotten, the more I'm a huge fan of goalkeeping, and maybe not even so much about soccer anymore. So I think passing on that knowledge of goalkeeping would be tremendous. We were really lucky last year in the summer. We had a chance to have a West Coast camp out here with keepers, and the amount of kids that came out was tremendous, and they're hungry for knowledge. And so I have a 30-plus year education on this, so it'd be dumb for me to be like, I don't want to share that. I'm not saying I have the answers to everything, but I have viewpoints and things, experiences, right? Maybe I can have someone view a subject in a different way, make them come to their own conclusions. I really would love to see that, because especially with youth, you really see who's there for the passion and not for some of the things that come later in the game, and I'm all for that.
You mentioned the keepers unit, kind of pushing you.
Yeah.
Steph did, but how is Jacob doing that? I mean, is he also helping to push you to improve and get better too?
Absolutely. Tommy takes great pride in bringing in players that are more than capable. There isn't a placeholder on our team when it comes to keepers specifically. We're all here because we're capable. We're good. We got a great work ethic, and we all have strengths. Jacob's got a different frame. Approaches the game a little bit differently than I would, but still, with the way he uses his frame, those are different angles for me to look at how he deals with problems, right? And there's things to be taken from everybody. If you think that you've made it just because you've been in the league for 15 years versus a guy who's just joining, you're mistaken. I think that's a bad attitude. So I'm excited that we have him on board. I'm excited that Andrew is back healthy again, because I know he's been itching for that, and so have I, just to be able to compete with him and train with him. And we got a heck of a group this year. Excited.
Ball distribution is critical. How do you think you guys did passing from the back to the midfield?
We've been working on some things. I thought we did quite well in some instances. Some other ones that we're going to look at, or we already looked at, and we're going to see if we can do some things different. But actually happy with some plays, the way they worked out. I think possession sometimes is, in my opinion, a bit overrated. It's more about efficiency of passing, right? I mean, do we need to have 20 passes and to call that clear possession? I prefer 3-4 clear, decisive passes that lead to something with a purpose. And I think we had a couple instances where we played out of the back very decisively, breaking lines very cleanly, and being dangerous within 3 or 4 passes. That's what I want. Let the opponent have the ball and stat pad 60% possession. Go for it. If we can be lethal in 3 or 4 or 5 passes, then I'd rather have that.
Well, I don't think I was asked. This is bad, but I wanted to ask about the blonde. Going blonde, was that something rivaling with Jordan?
So just for the record, I started it before him. No, but off season was crazy. My family, we were focused on trying to finish our build, so wrapped in on that, and then we were just about to finish or cross the finish line, and then my mom got diagnosed with cancer, and so it was a difficult message for us, and just like in the worst time, we were so consumed with something else, and she had brain surgery. Obviously, then had some things scar-wise and such. And we have a really good friend on the island, Johnny Levi, who does hair and stuff, and he was so nice. He gave my mom an amazing haircut. Came over to her house, and then I was like, in solidarity, I don't have much to cut, but I want to kind of do something to my hair too. And so he was like, let's bleach your hair, let's change your hair color. And I was like, let's do it. So I actually, when I was born, I had almost white hair. So my mom kind of appreciated it. She's like, it reminds me of when you were a kid. So it all kind of worked out.
Can I ask, like, when was her? She's okay now.
Yeah, how is she?
Yeah, so my mom was, so she had stage 4 lung cancer spread to her brain, bone, and a bunch of other places. So she had successful brain surgery on the 23rd of December. It was. She's a trooper. She came home 2 days later. We were like, she's crazy. And she was about to start chemo, but she has a very rare gene mutation that allows her to kind of bypass that. So we were very, very fortunate, almost a silver lining there. So she can take one pill a day. And so my wife and her took advantage of that and went to Cabo while I was in Morocco, because life's precious and you have to live and do it while you can, right? And so I'm just happy that she's here. She lives in Magnolia. She comes over more often. I make more of an effort, because it puts things in perspective. So, but yeah, she's doing okay. Appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.